Okay, what we're going to do today is we're going to replace the filter in this this GE high flow water filter filtration unit. The model number for this one is GXWH4OL, which isn't relevant, but we have to use a H-type replacement filter. So the first thing we have to do is we have to shut the water off to get at this. So the first thing is just kind of reverse all the handles here. We shut the main off, which is down below here, which you don't need to see, but as long as you shut it off. And then all I do here on this one here, it has an actual release pressure valve right here. We're going to press this here, and as you can see, make sure you have a bucket ready to go. And we're going to shut this water off here on the top here. So it really just a little bit drops out, so there's not a lot that actually comes out. Okay, now what we're going to do is this here had come with the unit to kind of take it off. So when we come here, we want to make sure it's up here, and we're going to turn this way counterclockwise. See, nice and easy. See how it's coming here, nice and slow. Alright. Once you get it loose, then you can do it by hand. Then you just unfill, screw it here. Just make sure you have the bucket ready. And try to hold it as level as you can. And that's why you need a bucket. And make sure you get the rubber filter that's on the top as well. Let's put that in the bucket. And then you're ready to clean it. Now, usually what I'll do is I'll grab a rag, a wet rag, just to kind of clean up a little bit of the remnants here that's on the actual filter itself. I mean, you really don't have to do it, but I just feel better when I do it. All I'm doing is just kind of cleaning up some of the sediment from the sand. I mean, it's not that big of a deal, but you know, makes me sleep better at night. No, not that I dream of water filters, but you get the idea. I'm gonna try to do it right. Okay, that should be good enough. And this you can just rewash again, so. Alright, cool. Trying to wipe it down. This also has a sensor. I don't really use that. I just try to change the filter every 6 months. Alright, so let's go clean it. Okay, here we are outside. It's kind of raining out, so I don't have a really good angle at this, but basically I have 3 buckets because the water is shut off from the house, so I don't have access to water. So now I have to kind of create a rinsing cycle here to get the filter clean, ready to replace with the newer one. So I have a small bucket here with the rag with soap in it. I have 2 buckets, pretty much half full, with regular water from the outside tap. And basically all I'm going to do is just kind of do a 3 wash, rinse, and rinse, and then we're ready to go to put it back in. Okay. And here's the old filter here. It kind of looks a little grimy, but that's okay. We're going to put this one back. Empty the water out, and look at that. Look at all that sand that's in there. And usually you take the ring off. I'll throw that right in the bottom, and then you just try to rinse it out a little bit. Soapy water. Try to clean it out. You should get a bigger bucket for this one, but I only had the 2 big buckets, so no big deal. When you do it yourself, you just got to improvise, you know what I mean? So it's Father's Day 2019. This is what I'm doing on Father's Day. Not that I mind, it's just that I need to get it done. Figured, what else better to do on a rainy Father's Day? So just basically just try to clean it all up. Just put it in here. Just get all the dirt, sand. And remember, without this filter, you get a lot of sediment and sand within your system. Since I put this in, I don't have to clean the faucets anymore because this here blocks all that bigger stuff. So it really worked out pretty good. One more. Okay, now I'm going to put in the rinse. At least with the rinse I can get the whole thing in there and get all the other stuff out of it. Still kind of stains it though, the glass. And it probably could scrub it really well, but the main thing is somewhat putting a clean filter back in the system. That's all. Sometimes you can't get rid of the stain because the stain, you know, it's just been there just for so long, you know. Most of it. And then the second rinse, I'll just let that sitting there for a minute while I clean the rubber thing. I remember the first time doing this, I forgot to put this back in, and guess what? It was leaking everywhere. So it's important to make sure if you don't forget to put this back in, also just check it to make sure it's still, you know, viable. Because if it's kind of worn and dried out, you might just want to get a new one. And I think they sell those online too, so you can get those. All right. So hopefully no one's using water in the house because there won't be any water. So we're ready to put it back in. All right, ready to clean, put the new filter in, and let's go back. Okay, we're back. I got these filters on Amazon. It was like 23 bucks for two of them. They're a lot cheaper than going to like a Home Depot or something. And they sell all different kinds. They have carbon filter. This is just a paper filter one, so this is kind of like the lower end of it. But they still work. And this is what I'm using to replace it. So basically, all I do is take this, and in the inside there's a little groove where this plugs into. And you just try to make sure that it's kind of set in there. And you'll see it. It'll sit there pretty well. So, and make sure that you put the ring back on. Make sure it's nice and tight. I mean, they do say you could put a little bit of vegetable oil on it, but I kind of do it like every other one, as long as it's there. Okay. Now we put this in. I try to put it in as straight as I can. Turn this thing around. Try to line it up proper. It basically will just catch. Geez, I think the last filter I just took out of there was as much as it cost me for the two filters that I got on Amazon. So they can get kind of expensive if you think about it. So just try to hand tight it as best I can. Then I'll take it one extra turn with the device here, just to kind of give it a snugness. I don't want to go too tight because I don't want to snap it. Just enough where you can kind of feel where it's not going to move anymore. All right, now I got to make sure that we straighten out all the devices here, and then usually what I'll do is, as you can see, water's already coming in. So I'll turn on all the See, I just try to turn on a little bit there, but that's just the stuff in the air. I haven't turned the main on yet. So once I turn the main on, I want to kind of go slow when I turn the main on, just to make sure. See how it's filling up? So usually when I get up to that point, if there's any leaks, they're going to happen as soon as this fills up. I don't want to rush it, because what I'm trying to do is keep the sand from not rushing into the filter. I can crank it up a little bit more to make sure everything's okay. And at this point, as soon as it fills up and all the air is gone, alright, so now I have the whole main on, but I'm not sure why. It's still trickling in. You still see it bubbling. But it should be fine, because I think if I was going to see a leak, I'd see one by now. Okay, we're looking good. So this here button here releases the pressure. So once this fills up, then the button pushes out and then it holds it, so that way there's no leakage. So that's how you install a filter for GE GXWH40L whole house filter. Alright, until next project or my next task, we'll see y'all later. Peace out.